I'm sure y'all realize that Democrats, they've been out in these streets this past week. They decided to get their fucking heads in the game, and they just so happen that now they want to start fighting. But is it enough? So here, let me break it down. Let me put it down where the goats can get it and tell y'all what's happening with the Democrats. Basically, we have no congressional power. We have no congressional power on any committee or anything. They got all of our power. So now what Democrats are now doing is that they are now protesting outside of federal buildings and rallying against Trump's executive orders. We saw 2 days ago that they were protesting outside of the USIDA, the Treasury, and the Labor Department, as Trump and all of his cronies executed one of the biggest federal government purges in U.S. history. But I got a question for them. And the question I have for them, and really the question I have for all Democrats, is y'all say you're ready to fight back, but is protesting in the streets enough? Is it? Is it enough? Yes, there may be some progressives that are demanding tougher tactics, like blocking funding, like refusing to raise the debt ceiling, like using the filibuster, like using legal loopholes to stall Trump's agenda. But are y'all really ready to fight? And to fight by any means necessary? We're going to talk about that next week, how you fight by any means necessary. I'm going to go deeper into that. But are you ready to fight, Democrats? Because what the GOP is doing, as I told y'all, they've been playing chess. They've prepared decades, for over 50 years, for this moment, for such a time as this. They prepared for it. They are ready. They are in this fight. And what they are doing, if y'all hadn't realized, is they are playing and they have obtained and they have won power. And what it seems like we're doing is we're just playing in our constituents and in America's face just for the optics. Yeah, I said it. Democrats are playing for the optics, it looks like. But the harsh reality of the truth, and the harsh truth is that the protests aren't going to stop those executive orders. What's going to stop those executive orders? What we need is legislative power. What we need is judicial power. Because we've seen this play out before. Democrats mobilizing in the streets. But what they fail to do while they're mobilizing in the streets is they fail to organize politically. They fail to have the right hand and the left hand, the right side and the left side work together. Because you can't mobilize without organizing. And you can't organize without mobilizing. Democrats, y'all have to get y'all's heads in the game and to adapt and to get this mentality and to get this mindset that we have to win by any means necessary. And you got to get in this fight, and you got to stay in this fight, and you got to be willing to throw not just a punch but a counter punch. And you may get your asses knocked down, but baby, you got to get back up. You got to get back up. And we got to get aggressive. We got to get tougher. And we got to do it now. Not by 2026. Because if we do it by 2026, we're late. And the republic is gone. And we're in a dictatorship. Because if we don't do it now, the GOP, they keep control of Congress. And I already told y'all earlier. We as the Democrats, we as Black America first, we are going to take back the United States Senate and the United States Congress. We're going to take it back. the Elon Musk and the Trump administrations, they're openly collecting all of this data. And Elon has one of the biggest social platforms out there. And they're collecting all of this open data, and they have access to all of this data on American citizens. So I got a question. Where's the resistance to that? Where's the resistance? I could tell you what resistance should look like. This is how we should be fighting back. We should be starting with mass economic boycotts. This ain't nothing new. I'm taking it all from right here in Dr. King's book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community. Mass economic boycotts. We need to be targeting companies funding Trump's policy, and then we need to shut down their profits. But we don't just need to be doing and having mass economic boycotts. We need to be going at it the right strategic way. I just told y'all that Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryant, in his 40-day fast, in partnership, in conjunction with the United States Chambers, Black Chamber of Commerce, and what they're doing and what we get access to reinvest and re-put our money in the black community. So it's not just about boycotting what Nina's doing, but it's about reinvesting that money into us. That's what I mean when I say a mass economic boycott. Or maybe I shouldn't call it a mass economic boycott. A mass economic paradigm shift. A mass economic paradigm shift. Yes, I think that's a better ideology and a better phraseology of how to say it. Then, yeah, we need to understand that local and state power right now, they're up for grabs. The Republicans right now, they're focusing on state level power too. They have federal power. Now they are focused on obtaining state level power. And you know what? We as Democrats, we keep just completely ignoring the state levels. We keep ignoring it because in states like Ohio, the Democrats don't even have anybody on the bench, let alone that's willing to declare and to announce their candidacy for governor or hell, any other state office. Black, white, or in between on the Democrat side in states like Ohio. And that's because we, as Democrats, and keep in mind, I'm not a Democrat, I'm black first, but I do vote Democrat probably 95% of the time because typically a Democratic agenda aligns best to a black political agenda. And I'm all about what best suits and what best aligns to our black political agenda first. I'm black first, everybody, if y'all didn't know that already. That's why we have a collection called I Am Black 365 24/7. But Democrats, they keep ignoring state levels. We need to mobilize for 2026 right now and today because we need to understand that we aren't just going to be taking back and seizing back the House and the Senate, but we are going to be flipping it. We're going to not just flip it, but we're going to use the hostile takeover tactics that MAGA and Trump and Elon used. And we're going to flip the scripts and we're going to use it on them. But the only way that's going to work and the only way that's going to happen is if we start and we do it now. And then the last and the final way we should be fighting is we have to understand, and I keep saying this, we got to understand the rules of engagements. And the rules of engagements, yesterday in the conversation that we had about the black church that now owns the trademark and the merchandise and the naming rights to the Proud Boys, they understood the rules of engagement. They understood how the white people play. They understood how the Republicans play. And what we need to be doing is ready and willing and able and by any means necessary waging legal warfare. And we need to be ready to block the court. Because every one of these moves, what we should be doing is tying them so far up in litigation right now. Where are the Democratic litigation? Where are the Democratic legal teams at? Because they should have their asses tied up in so much litigation that it ain't funny. But where are they at? Where are all the Democratic attorneys? The Obama appointed and the Democratic appointed federal judges can only do so much because there is an appeals process. So once you make it to one level of the federal court, then you make it to the U.S. District Court of Appeals. And after the U.S. District Court of Appeals, there's the Circuit Court and the Supreme Court. We need to be tying their asses up in litigation. Because if we don't tie their asses up in litigation, Democrats, we aren't going to win. And y'all can keep doing all this for the optics and for the gram.
Stay up, counting all the way up, counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up, way up, on track, now we going way up.